You buy them the most expensive kibble, the softest bed, and shower them with kisses every single day. But what if the very way you show your love is exactly what is silently causing them pain? The harsh truth is that a cat's brain is not wired to understand human languages of affection. From a biological perspective, they always carry the vigilant, defensive instincts of prey in the wild. Your seemingly harmless daily habits and gestures of care are constantly triggering their sympathetic nervous system, pushing your beloved cat into a state of red alert with no way out. By carelessly repeating this, you are single-handedly shattering their trust, causing chronic anxiety disorders, and slowly eroding their lifespan. The only way to salvage this is to lower your human ego and start respecting the instinctual boundaries of a cat. Here are 6 habits you must stop immediately. And pay very close attention to mistake number 3, a fatal habit right at the food bowl that 99% of us are still repeating every single day. Number 6, the misguided gaze of affection. You sit there, looking deeply into your cat's big round eyes without even blinking. In the human world, a passionate gaze is the pinnacle of sincerity. It is how we connect souls and give love. But sadly, you are imposing an incredibly harmful mistake. From the perspective of feline behavioral psychology, being stared at directly does not mean love at all. Rather, it is a declaration of war. When you lock eyes with them, the cat's brain immediately releases stress hormones. Their survival instinct tells them that the giant creature right there considers them prey, or is issuing a direct challenge in preparation to attack. If you carelessly maintain this romantic habit, you will leave behind an immensely heavy psychological consequence. Your cat is forced into a state of high alert right in their own living space. They will start to close themselves off, avoid your eyes, hide in dark corners, and permanently lose their sense of security. At this point, your love accidentally becomes an invisible prison trapping their mind. To break this toxic misunderstanding, the solution is incredibly simple. The next time you make eye contact with your little cat, blink very slowly. That deliberate closing and opening of the eyes is the most genuine smile in the feline world. It transmits a tremendously powerful biological message, saying, "I am completely harmless, and I love you." Try it today and watch the magic happen. Number 5, waking them up with pets. You see your cat curled up sleeping soundly, looking so adorable that you cannot resist reaching out to pet them or scoop them up. You think this unexpected affection is sweet, but the truth is, you just crossed a forbidden biological boundary. Cats are not just hunters. They also carry the high alert instincts of prey. When touched suddenly during their deep rapid eye movement sleep cycle, their nervous system is immediately shocked. The fight or flight survival reflex is triggered in an instant. Their heart races, their muscles tense up. Constantly having their natural sleep disrupted pushes cats into a loop of extreme insecurity. They begin to believe that this house does not have a single safe corner where they can truly drop their guard. Over time, this suppression causes chronic anxiety disorders, making the cat irritable, aggressive, and ready to scratch and bite. Do not let love turn into invisible torture. Remember the golden rule: let sleeping cats lie. Sometimes, love is simply silent respect. However, if disrupting their sleep is bad, the widely loved toy coming up at number 4 is 10 times worse. The harmless glowing red dot you use to tease them every night is actually completely breaking their natural predatory psychology, turning your cat into a victim of ultimate nervous frustration. Number 4. The hopeless chase with the laser pointer. You have probably held a small laser pointer, darted the red dot across the house, and enjoyed watching your cat frantically chase it until they are exhausted. You tell yourself this is a perfect workout, helping them burn energy while being incredibly convenient and effortless for you. But the truth is, you are creating a cruel joke against their instincts. Let us look at the biological mechanics of a cat. A complete hunting cycle in the wild always follows 4 closed steps: stalking, pouncing, catching, and killing. When chasing a laser dot, your cat is permanently stuck at the first 2 steps. No matter how hard they lunge and pounce, that dot remains just an illusion. They never get to lay their paws on the prize, and their brain is completely robbed of the satisfying signal of catching the prey. This continuous and irrational failure creates an extreme level of nervous frustration. Gradually, that pent-up energy morphs into obsessive-compulsive behaviors. Your cat might start over-grooming until they lose fur, or suddenly turn and aggressively bite your calves just to relieve the inescapable tension. Do not turn playtime into psychological torture. The solution is very simple. Prioritize replacing it with wand toys that have fake bait. And if you still want to use a laser pointer, at the very last moment of the play session, shine that light directly onto a stuffed toy or a piece of kibble. Give them back the right to win, to end their natural hunting cycle in the most fulfilling and proud way possible. Number 3. The fatal flaw, right at the feeding station. You are probably using a double bowl set, with fragrant kibble on one side and clean water on the other. Or at the very least, you always place the food bowl and the water bowl right next to each other to keep things tidy. From a human perspective, this convenience makes perfect sense. You firmly believe you are laying out a flawless feast, but nature did not program cats that way. Deep within the genetics of this little creature lies a harsh survival instinct inherited from their desert ancestors. In the wild, a puddle of water located too close to a prey's carcass equals a toxic water source. Their primal instinct warns them that bacteria from the food might have contaminated that water. Even though the food you provide is safe, dry kibble, the cat's brain still automatically sends out a red alert signal, telling them this water is not clean. Absolutely do not drink it. The consequence of this misunderstanding is much more terrifying than you think. Cats, inherently, have a very low thirst drive. Continuously ignoring the water bowl placed next to their food pushes their body into a state of chronic dehydration. Toxins build up day by day, planting the seeds for kidney stones and kidney failure. The most ruthless, silent killer, taking the lives of cats. Do not let your tidiness come at the cost of their lifespan. You must completely separate their food and water immediately. Place extra water bowls or a pet water fountain in various quiet, tucked-away corners of the house. However, the destruction from the food tray is still just a silent physiological trap. Coming up at number 2, we will expose an educational method that you have always believed builds discipline, but is actually directly turning you into the most terrifying tyrant in the eyes of your own pet. Number 2. Punishment in the name of discipline. Your cat tears up your expensive sofa or carelessly goes to the bathroom in the wrong spot. In a fit of rage, you yell loudly, squirt water straight into their face, or deliver a painful flick to their nose. You firmly believe that this threat will teach them a lesson and make them automatically behave. You believe that is how a pet parent disciplines their animal. But the truth is, you are going completely against the cognitive structure of a cat. Unlike dogs, a cat's brain does not have the ability to connect your direct punishment with the bad behavior they just committed. When you scream or strike, they do not think to themselves, "Oh, I am being punished for scratching the chair." In their wide, panicked eyes at that moment, you simply transform into a giant, loud, violent, and incredibly dangerous creature. What is the consequence? The cat will never stop the bad behavior. They just smartly learn how to sneak around and avoid you to continue their destruction in secret. More seriously, your punishment has ruthlessly cut the only safe bond between the two of you. The house is no longer a home, but becomes a territory occupied by an aggressive hunter, always waiting to attack. Drop this habit of psychological violence right now. The real key lies in patience and redirection. Learn to ignore negative behaviors and use positive reinforcement. They like scratching the sofa? Do not hit them. Place an enticing scratching post laced with catnip right next to it, and reward them with a little puree treat as soon as they use the right spot. Guide them with rewards, instead of blindly ruling them with fear. And now for the final point. Number 1. The most cruel truth that perhaps no cat parent wants to admit, because it stems from our own boundless love. You walk over, lift the cat off the ground, hug them tightly to your chest, and force them to lie obediently on your lap. Even if they try to push away with their front paws, writhe and struggle, or avoid eye contact, you still stubbornly tighten your grip. You justify it with an incredibly naive thought, saying, "I just want to cuddle. They are my pet. They have to let me hug them." We always assume that the love humans give must absolutely be returned with the absolute submission of the animal. But let us pause for a beat and look deep into their biological nature. The deepest secret, and also the most fatal difference, is that cats are forever not dogs. Dogs are pack animals. They are born to submit to the alpha and always crave physical connection. And what about cats? Their ancestors were solitary, proud survivors in the harsh desert. For a creature with independence running in its blood like a cat, the right to control their body and space is not just a preference, it is absolutely synonymous with survival. Try to imagine how their primal brain is screaming when you hold them down, when they lose the ability to move freely, losing their bodily autonomy. The cat's wild instinct instantly triggers a death alarm. Being restrained never means a warm hug to a cat. It is the absolute terror of being caught in a trap. It is a life or death moment when they believe they have fallen into the clutches of a predator and have no way out. The silent consequence of this habit is a psychological devastation beyond measure. Some cats will scratch, hiss, and attack you to fight for their lives. But the saddest and most haunting thing does not lie in the cats that fight back. It lies in the cats that resign themselves. You see them lying completely still in your arms, but look closely. Their muscles are stiff as a rock, their ears are pinned flat against their head, and their pupils are wildly dilated. They are not enjoying the comfort at all. They are sinking into the most tragic psychological state known as learned helplessness. They force themselves to accept your hug in a panic so severe that it paralyzes their nerves, because they realize that struggling is useless. In the deepest depths, the bond of trust has completely broken. The cat no longer sees you as a sheltering family, but simply views you as a warden, a tyrant they are forced to endure just to get through the day. We bring a tiny creature home to love, not to turn them into mindless toys to satisfy our personal emotions. To make up for this mistake, start performing the consent test. Next time, before rushing to touch them, simply and slowly extend one finger in front of the cat's nose. That is a polite proposal between two living beings. If they actively step forward, rub their cheek, or nuzzle their head against your finger, that is permission filled with trust. If they back away or wander off somewhere else, smile, put your hand away, and respect their private space. True love for a miniature wild soul does not lie in how tightly you can hold them. The noblest love is when you are willing to lower your ego and give them the ultimate privilege, the right to choose. Raising a cat has never been like raising an obedient dog or caring for a child. Beneath that adorable soft fur, they are forever proud wild creatures, volunteering to lower their defenses to come live under our roof. We often accidentally make mistakes, not because we do not love them enough, but because we have loved in an overly selfish human language. We force a free spirit to endure affection molds that are completely alien to their survival instincts. It is time for this imposition to stop. True love is not trying to tame an animal to your will, but learning to understand and cherish their very own language. Lower your human ego. Take a step back to make room for absolute respect for their instincts. You will realize, when safe boundaries are established, true connection will begin to sprout. Stop forcing and start listening. Because only when allowed to be a complete cat, with all their inherent wildness, can they open their hearts and become the most peaceful, relaxed, and happy companion in your life. After hearing those 6 points, do you suddenly realize how many mistakes you have accidentally made with your feline overlord at home? Do not rush to beat yourself up. We are all on a journey learning how to become more observant and understanding pet parents. No one is perfect right from the start. Feel free to comment right down below which habit surprised you the most, so we can all share and learn from the experience. I always read and appreciate every single story from you guys. And if this video truly brought a new perspective, helping you understand the complex inner world of cats better, then do not forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel today. Your support is a massive motivation for me to continue decoding incredibly fascinating animal psychology mysteries in the upcoming videos. Thank you so very much, and see you next time.